welcome to Coastal Style, a new series featuring home renovations, home building, interior design, and more. We will feature all types of vacation homes, from grand ocean villas to quaint beach bungalows and everything in between. Today we will show you a colonial style home that has just been completely renovated. Please join me as we see this Dutch colonial island home go from dark and dated to modern, bright, and beautiful. And it's all coming up next on this edition of Coastal Style, starting now. Hi, welcome back to Golden Isles TV. I'm here with Stephen Horseman. He is the owner of this beautiful house. He bought it about a year and a half ago and has been working on it ever since. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Tell me about this project, why you chose to purchase the home, and what inspired you to take on this big project pretty much all by yourself.
Well, I've retired a few years back, and retirement didn't suit me, so I started looking around for a project, and I had a friend that showed up one rainy day and said, "You got to look at this place." And so I did, and it was history after that. I went to work about, well, as soon as I could buy it and close on it. And I call it my failed retirement project, because I failed retirement and went back to work here.
So you were supposed to be relaxing, but instead you took on this project. Tell me a little bit about the process and what you started with and how you ended up with this beautiful result.
Well, I just started, you know, on the outside. I guess I started in the yard first, cleaning out bushes and stuff like that, and then tackled the house. And it was just, you know, when I showed up in the morning, I would identify something that needed doing, and would tackle that.
Just one day at a time?
One day at a time, yeah.
So what was your biggest challenge?
One of the big challenges, I guess, was deciding what to do. That's always, I think that's probably a third of the job, is you know, deciding what's going to you have to do, and maybe a third of the job is getting the materials to do the job, and then the actual work takes a third. Now, you know, that varies from project to project.
Well, we're so excited. We're seeing all the old pictures, and now we're going to go in and see the finished result. Beautiful kitchen design, beautiful new bathrooms, and we're so excited to see that. So join us again in a moment. Hi, welcome back to Golden Isles TV. I'm your host, Avery Brooks, and I'm here with Mike Mills and Steve Horseman. Steve was the owner, and we talked about just a minute ago how he's renovated this huge project. Mike Mills is the Lowe's kitchen designer. We are so glad to have him. How are you, Mike?
Doing well. Thank you.
Good. So tell me about this kitchen. You really came up with the plan, the design. Tell me about how you how you envisioned it.
Sure. I think for me, I like it when a customer doesn't bring me photos. I like to kind of go at it blind, and that way I'm not tainted by what's already existing. So Mr. Hortzman brought in a lot of measurements and some ideas, and so he and I sat down. I think the first day we probably spent 2 hours just bouncing ideas off of each other. And then I said, you know, part of the creative process is volleying it back and forth. We could come up with the perfect kitchen today, but most likely we're going to, you know, kind of let everything just kind of simmer, and then when we come back and revisit, new ideas come up. So sometimes the good ideas lead to even better ideas, and that's exactly what I feel like this is a product of. I think we had something that was really different from when you entered into the kitchen to like how it's evolved and finally ended up. So.
Well, it's such an open design, which is so modern and fresh. Tell me about this shape here, this L shape, how you kind of decided upon that.
At first, I think we were thinking the traditional leave, like a breakfast area, and then Mr. Horstman said, you know, I think I like the idea, and he talked a lot about his own personal usage of his own space, and that really came in, the way that likes to spread out, read the paper, have coffee, and so we kind of start thinking that really is how a family or a person would use this space. Also, just when that space over there was used more for a traditional breakfast area, it made the kitchen feel much smaller, and we wanted to give a much more open, clear flow to the home. So I think by moving this further back this way, all of a sudden the kitchen became a much larger space. It became a cook's kitchen. Also then, it's an entertaining kitchen, and I always think of a modern kitchen today. Your island separates the audience, your family, from the main person, the chef,
right,
or the cook, and this allows that. It allows you to have plenty of guests or family, and you can still cook a meal, still interact, but yet it functions on both. It's social and functional at the same time.
Exactly, that's a very good point, and it flows so well from room to room. I mean, we open it up to this beautiful den room with the fireplace, so you can be cooking, entertaining, enjoying the fire, all at the same time. What a beautiful flow and a great design.
One of the things that Mike really brought to this was this open spot, because whenever I laid it out on my own, you know, I was making aisles and stuff, and you know, his idea was, you know, we need some space here so that people are not bumping into each other, and I think that really worked nice.
It sure did. Well, this was a collaborative effort, the two of you coming together, and what a beautiful job. Tell me a little bit, Mike, you were telling me what's fascinating is that really this design was online, on the computer.
Yes.
Kind of a graphic design. Tell me about that.
We use a computer program called 2020, and so for me, it's all about just, I can visualize it in the computer realm and see it, but it's not being in the space at the same time. So it's a little bit of a disadvantage, but at the same time that works as an advantage, because I'm looking at things, how they function on a technical level too. So just looking at it on the computer graphic, I'm seeing, okay, where do I need the garbage? Where do I need the sink? Where do I need dishwasher? From the dishwasher, where are we putting up dishes? So it allows me to kind of ignore certain things and focus in on the technical, because at the end of the day, the kitchen needs to function as a kitchen. It needs to actually be a place that you're comfortable cooking in and functioning in. Then it needs to function as especially because in these days, we've opened up the floor plan. We don't have like the social gathering in another room and then somebody else is like, you know, stuck aside in the kitchen. This really becomes the social space. So then using the computer graphics, it allows us to then visualize what will the final product look like. It really helps the customer figure out what the final flow, and this kitchen seems to be such a product of that. You really do feel like it's, you know, we were able to go from different perspectives and see it before we even attempted it in reality. So we were able to try things out and see what worked and what didn't work. And in my mind, I see lots of, I see the final product, but I also see the mistakes that could have happened had we not had that.
Well, this is such a great example of a modern renovation, because before, you know, maybe you have a contractor come in and you just, it's sort of like, here it is, and what if it doesn't look right in the end? You know, what do you do? Versus you're able to make changes as you go along and really kind of fit it the way it needs to be before it's put in. So, how wonderful.
One of the things I really liked about Mike after that 2-hour session that we spent, you know, we closed up, and I forget, I made some comment about details, and Mike said, That's what we lose sleep over. That's why one of the reasons I'm here.
That's right.
Right.
You worry about the details and the technical.
Right. My job is to think about it and then overthink it. And that's what I do. I tend to overthink it, but I work in a job that allows me that obsession, and I'm not looked at as being crazy. so I found the right fit for me personally. So yeah.
That's perfect. Well, this is a wonderful project. Y'all are a great team, and we thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
And join us again in a moment. We're going to bring in the homeowner, the new homeowner, and we're so excited to have him. He came in at the last minute and bought the house, of course, and chose the finishes, the appliances. So join us again in a moment for that. Hi, welcome back to Golden Isles TV. I'm here with the new homeowner, Brad Davis, and we're so excited to talk to you today about this beautiful home. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Good, good. Tell me about kind of what inspired you, how this all began with this home.
Well, we saw it when Stephen was first starting to work on it. Just came up, saw that he bought it and started talking to him, asking questions. Are you planning on renovating to sell? Do you want to live here? I really loved the flow of the home. I really loved how it's in sea palms on the golf course. There were great features already in the home. But it needed someone to bring it back to life, and I was hoping he would be able to do that. And so over the next, I guess it was about a year, we began talking, began a dialogue, and we saw what he was doing, and we finally brought him an offer and started talking that way, and it worked out. It's exactly what we wanted. We got to choose paint colors, we got to choose finishes, hardware, help with the cabinets and the countertops, and it was a great process. We really enjoyed working with Stephen on this.
That's wonderful. Well, you're also a realtor, which is so you kind of knew what was going on, and what a great way to buy a home. You were able to kind of look at it, see the before, see the after, and then kind of design it really according to your needs and your family. So how wonderful.
Yeah, we some people call it stalking a house. We stalked this house and got into the process, and were able to make it exactly what we wanted to with the help of Stephen and Mike from Lowe's.
Exactly. How did you choose this color scheme, and kind of what inspired you for these beautiful, sort of coastal colors, but very modern at the same time?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a realtor. I go through a lot of houses. I try to take cues from the houses I go into, especially when I'm looking for a house myself. And we saw these types of colors and just fell in love with how it would look in a large room like this. Kind of a muted gray, not really a dark gray, just a light, muted gray that would be classic, and it just kind of brings the room together to us. Works out really great with the bar at the other end of the room, and then it works great with all the greenery that you see outside. It has all these windows in this room and lets so much light in that we didn't want anything bright because it's already going to be a bright room. So we wanted something to kind of keep it from being too bright of a room at the same time. So this is just what we landed on, and we really love how it turned out.
Well, it turned out beautifully. We're going to show you all the beautiful new footage of everything, because not only was the kitchen redone, the great room here in the bar, the upstairs, basically every room.
All the bathrooms, all the electrical wiring, new air conditioning units, everything inside the home. I don't think there's really a space that wasn't touched at some point or another. Even the fireplace, things like that were cleaned and brought back, pressure water, whatever needed to be done. I think it was steam cleaned. He's done a great job. So.
He's done a great job. Well, how lucky that you found this amazing property. It's such a beautiful example of a coastal home. It is an island home right here on St. Simons, but it is on the golf course, and we'll show you some footage of that as well, because it is a great example of a golf course home, which is so popular here.
Mm-hmm. And one reason we also really like this home is we have two young sons, one almost 4 and one 5 months right now, and they, especially the 4-year-old, started to need space to run around. He's got extra energy, and we needed more space. We were going from a home on about 0.16 acres to a home on 9/10 of an acre, I believe is the size. So now we have the space where he can run around both inside and outside, and get out some of that energy that he keeps bottled up when he doesn't have room to run around. Well, he doesn't keep bottled up, but it comes out just in other more destructive ways.
Well, he will have plenty of room to run, whether he's inside this beautiful, huge great room, or outside in the yard, it's a great space to raise a family.
Yeah, we're very excited and blessed to be able to, I guess, pull this off and buy the home we were really wanting to purchase. And you know, we haven't moved anything in yet. We're going to be moving in over the next few days, but that's going to be a whole process in itself.
Absolutely, especially with two young boys.
Yes, yes.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
You're welcome. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you allowing us to see this beautiful home.
Well, thank you.
Keep watching Golden Isles TV.